What's up, you guys? Nomicon here, bringing you my perspective as to what entertainment is bringing us, and welcome to another unfiltered, unscripted discussion video. And today I'll be asking is if 2023 is the golden age for the Mario franchise, and thankfully I am not doing this alone. I got other people with me, and and the first person I'm going to introduce is a returning member from the discussion video after so long. He is a fellow or he is a fellow artist who created an OC for himself. Flare Frost, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm just hanging out with my taco and getting ready to roll.
And the next person I will introduce is a new member of this discussion video series. He is a fellow Mario fan like all of us here. His name is Starman. How are you doing today?
Hello, I'm doing all right.
All
I'm
right.
always down to discuss some Super Mario whenever that applies.
Hell yeah, dude. And we have a fourth person. He's also new to the discussion video. His name is Nico, but unfortunately he's at a public place at the moment. So I think it's best for him to not bother us while he's in public. So we don't so that he doesn't get other people in the way. And all right, let's do this. And to start off, we're gonna start off with the Mario movie because
That seems very fitting to start.
yep,
Probably the biggest Mario thing to happen this year.
yes, it was because holy shit, this thing was huge. It was absolutely huge.
Yeah,
And
it's now
And
the highest
absolutely.
grossing video game movie. I
yep,
mean,
yep, no video game movie has come close. The closest
yeah,
one was Warcraft, I believe, but even then, it didn't
yeah,
even. Yeah, and even then, it didn't gross like it didn't went like 500 million.
yeah. When this is currently sitting at like 1.30 billion or whatever it's at right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang.
I don't know. I don't know if any other movie was gonna come close. Maybe the newly announced live action Zelda movie will come close. I don't know.
I could see that going
Again,
either way.
I almost thought of it being a silent film, but any theming of the movie goes well. Just don't mess it up.
Yeah, just don't mess it up.
Yeah, that's all I'm hoping for.
Yep. That's what we were hoping for in the Mario movie as well because there were quite a lot of things against it.
Yeah,
It was animated by Illumination.
Yep.
It has a notorious record.
that was already like that. I was already like ready for the movie to be dead on arrival as soon as that was made public.
Yep. Yep.
Or-
And to make it worse, the announcement of the voice cast just made it worse.
That's like I think everyone can remember exactly where they were when the Mario movie voice cast was announced.
I know exactly where I was. I didn't see it live because I was working when the direct was live. So thankfully, my brother helped hooked me up with the link to the direct. I saw it with my own eyes. I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? What the fuck am I looking at? I will admit, I will give credit for Jack Black and Seth Rogen. And Kevin Michael Richardson. Those are good choices. But like the others, what the fuck?
I honestly like. I don't have that big of a problem with like any of the cast except for Super Mario himself.
Chris.
That is still like the biggest like hang up I have for that movie, cast wise.
Yeah, honestly, like
Even then, not even the other ones are that bad.
Yeah.
I personally think, but
yeah, I agree. Like I was like Chris Pratt. I didn't think he was a bad choice. It was more so. such an absurd choice.
You know,
Yeah,
any person to take over the role of Mario besides Charles Martinet is potentially a huge sin to the Mario franchise.
yeah.
We're gonna get into Charles Martinet in a bit. We're gonna get into him in a bit, but when as soon as I heard the voice cast announcement, I was like, oh god, I'm gonna be so this is gonna. I went there with a cynical point of view. I was so pessimistic about it. I was like,
No, I
oh,
was going in with that movie with like zero expectations at that point. I mean, I thought, the other like the trailers and stuff we got before the movie came out, I thought like it none of it like made me think it looked outright terrible, but I was still very much going in with like very low expectations.
yeah, yeah. How about you? How about you, Flair?
No, I think the trailers when I've seen them, I was not expecting such a turn of direction. I know that Illumination is supervised by Nintendo, but seeing the movie as seeing the movie as a whole proved us wrong of how we expected.
I saw when I saw the teaser trailer, I was like, wait a minute, wait, this actually looks good. This is the best. This is the best film. This is the best looking film Illumination has made. What the fuck? What am I looking at?
Bowser, Jack Black executing his lines as Bowser being the dictator of all Koopas, it really sold off for me.
Yeah, Jack Black easily like the best part of this movie.
Yeah, Jack Black stole this movie for me, honestly. Yeah, so
I'm very glad because they had to make that's what I was moreover getting Mario right. I wanted them to get Bowser right more than anything.
Okay, and then as soon as when I saw the movie, I was amazed at how well the presentation looked. Everything from the animation, the score. No one was talking about the score. This is my score of the year, honestly. The design, the character design, everything. The visuals looked outstanding. It's the best. The story was fine, but like the pacing was not that great, if I'm being honest. But like, and the music choice, the licensed music, yeah, I'm being honest with you, they need to stop. Please stop with that.
No, that was and what was even worse, like I already knew I was gonna dislike it for the fact that it was licensed music, but the fact that like they wrote like original music pieces for every scene, but then end up just using licensed music anyways, and the original music in that is really good.
Yes.
It is. To be honest,
like because they've uploaded it as part of the soundtrack, and then you hear like the frickin' like Donkey Kong's segment when they played "Take on Me," most unfitting song for that given scenario.
Yeah, Illumination just wanted to bring in more of the old times, but kept on failing since
Literally, the only song that I would argue does fit is the Beastie Boys' "No Sleep Till Brooklyn." That is like literally the only one that I would
like, yeah, that they could have at least done that, and it's also funny that both that and Guardians of the Galaxy also have that. And also has that song in it.
Yeah, and Guardians done that, and Guardians did it so much better.
And they did it in a better movie. Yeah. It was a better.
I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, but I'm with the public opinion.
Yep. But overall, the Mario movie is a great first start, and we did get the teaser that Yoshi will be in the sequel. We don't know who will voice him. I think it's going to be Tom Holland. I'll be real with y'all.
I feel like how the sequel will go.
They do like a talking Yoshi, and he's voiced by freaking Tom Holland.
Yoshi being said the scene will be in the majority of Brooklyn, though, or perhaps the other half will be explaining Yoshi's Island in a bit different direction.
I feel like Yoshi's Island needs to be its own separate film.
Yeah. Or Peacock original series, whatever they want to do.
Sure, maybe.
Whatever marketing cross promotion brand deal they want to do.
I remember
they can go right ahead with that.
Yep, I remember someone suggested The Rock to voice Yoshi, and I'm like, a Velociraptor comes out of a cocoon is gonna sound like a grown ass man. That makes sense.
I mean, if they gotta make him talk, like if they don't just want him saying Yoshi all the time, they gotta make him like say words.
Yeah, that's like
I don't even know what I'd want for that.
Perhaps
to get like a good character actor.
Perhaps another voice. Perhaps another idea is maybe some different species of the Yoshi kind. I just imagined Yoshi roaring like a velociraptor, an actual one, but it could progress to other bigger and badder dinosaurs.
Watch they get all the sound effects from the Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I mean, they easily could. I mean, not be surprised.
Yep. Well, they're both Universal films, so it could work.
Could work, and there's no turning back if that decision was made.
Overall, I do think this is a great film. Not my animated film of the year because Across the Spider-Verse outclasses it in so many fucking ways.
I mean, yeah, like even then, I don't know. As much as I've brought up like for this movie, I'll be real, I did not think too much of it. I if I had to give like a quick like 10 like number out of 10 ranking, I'd honestly give it like a 6. I'm being completely honest.
All right.
I'm totally sad that I missed Across the Spider-Verse when I was getting a hold with some college work. But if I'm being honest with myself, I would give the Super Mario Bros. Movie in a number from 1 to 10 a 8 out of 10 for nostalgic factors.
I would also rank it at 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Points deducted for the pacing and the licensed music.
Yeah, like I definitely, of course, I do enjoy the movie, and I have seen it multiple times thus far already because it's Super Mario, and I like Super Mario.
Yep.
But like, of course, I am still aware that it does not completely deliver on being a entirely satisfying movie for me.
Yeah, the story here is simple and predictable, but there's a lot of Easter eggs in the movie that tries to redeem, but there's other things to consider.
Yeah, but like, of course, like to anyone who's ever like called themselves a Mario fan or has enjoyed a Mario thing at any point, like definitely owe themselves to watch this movie.
Yeah,
at some point.
I agree. Well, let's move on from the Mario movie and talk about Super Mario RPG. I've known about this since it was announced. It has been rumored, but I throw those rumors out of the way because I thought that was bullshit. I thought there's no way you're gonna make. There's no way Nintendo and Square Enix are collaborating to make a Super Mario RPG remake. I thought they forgot about this. As soon as I saw the trailer, the second I saw the trailer, I was screaming thinking that the leaks were fucking bullshit. I think this is going to be an NSO port. Lo and behold, it is a fucking full-fledged remake. I was so shocked, and I am so happy that they fucking acknowledged Super Mario RPG. Oh my god, I never thought I'd see the light of day.
Yeah, it's great. Like the game's coming out. When's this being done? On the 13th? Yeah, the game's supposed to come out in like 4 days. I still don't believe that remake is real until I actually play it for myself. Like that is the most like absolutely insane like ass pull I have like heard, and like people have been talking about it for years. And it's just one of those things that like it has been like close to 30 years or whatever at this point.
Yeah.
Like, that is not something I would expect them to just ever randomly just come out and announce and be like, yeah, we're doing a Mario RPG remake.
Flare Frost, how about you?
All right, so as soon as I saw the trailer for the RPG remake, I realized that there's more to come, and it acts like a catalyst of bringing in the big titles into the Switch, and I'm all for it. But unfortunately, it's held back by poor decisions in the past to like porting and such. We'll get to that later.
And honestly, people assumed the one reason why people assumed that this remake was not going to happen was because of the stigma that some fans thinks Nintendo had towards Mario RPGs, which with the Paper Mario franchise and the Mario and Rabbids franchise being the only ones that actually have some role playing elements. And and the announcement of the Mario RPG remake gave a lot of Mario RPG fans hope, myself included.
Yeah, it's because like as someone who's grown up with many Mario, I would like. I've never played Mario RPG, the original on SNES. I've never played it. The remake will be my first time ever like actually playing it, so I'm looking forward to it in that way. But anyways, as a person who grew up with many a Mario RPG,
mm-hmm.
I do definitely I absolutely love the Mario RPGs, and I guess everything they stand for, with being a much more story driven, character focused like adventures in the Mario series, when the main series has always been very simple, very very little in the way of like true character interactions. So I'm always a big sucker for whenever characters get fleshed out or more intricate stories are introduced to a series that doesn't necessarily have them all the time.
And you, Flare Frost?
For Mario RPGs, it comes to mind about my experiences with the Mario and Luigi series before the Alpha Dream went bankrupt. I've had such a enjoyable experience with these that I could consider myself as I could consider this as another RPG that everyone could actually enjoy, besides just taking hits. Taking hits guaranteed and such.
I've actually played Super Mario RPG, the original. I never finished it, but it has been years since I played it. I remember I played it in like the Wii Virtual Console.
I tried to playing Super Mario RPG on the Wii console as well, but I was stuck at the blue star, and I stopped playing it because you have to finish the fight by yourself.
Yeah, that's honestly something I was hoping for. Like, I was hoping at some point before the RPG remake actually releases, I was hoping that they would release the original on SNES Online, because I would have honestly would have preferred to play the original over the remake, but also setting up it on any other platform or emulator.
So if you want to play the SNES version, then you'll have to just buy the expansion password.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, one thing's for sure. Mallow and Gino have finally been acknowledged after so fucking long.
No, they as someone who's never played Mario RPG, even I was always an avid supporter of the Mallow and Gino fans, because they do deserve it. They're good characters. They're very interesting characters. That's what I'm saying. I always enjoy whenever they the Mario RPGs include these like new fresh takes on characters, or just completely new characters with Gino and Mallow. So it is nice to see them get some recognition again.
And you, Flare Frost, what are your thoughts on Mallow and Gino being acknowledged?
yeah, Mallow and Gino being acknowledged. Man, I did not expect. I did not expect them to be revived in a new art style. Gee, jeez, I couldn't comprehend how happy I was. Yet, just let the trailer roll and not say anything until it is the end.
Yeah. Well, one thing's for sure. It made both Gino and Mallow very much more likely to come in Mario spin-offs.
Yeah, like if they just like that, like if they could just like appear in like any other Mario game, spin-off, mainline or otherwise, I would like that. That's why whenever you see old Mario like fan game concepts that have like PNGs of Prince Peasley or Gino just like slapped on like the fake box art. Like I need that to be real. I need one of those to be real someday.
Well, there's one thing I'm not excited for. The Smash speculation is gonna be a mess.
I mean, you know what? At this point, I'm fine just throwing these guys a bone for once.
Yeah,
Like this is honestly probably the best time to ever include like Gino and Smash. If they would like, of course, people have been asking and begging about it for years.
Yep.
Now, the contradictory of what you said, if Gino and Mallow are finally added to Smash Bros., now what? Who else do people vote for or support?
For Mario RPG characters specifically, I got two choices. There's Paper Mario himself and Fluffle from Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, I definitely would really. Paper Mario, like just actual Paper Mario, is probably one of my most anticipated or one of the characters I would like to see the most in Smash.
And you, Flare Frost?
I would be on the track for Fopple being in Smash, but at the same time, I don't want to include Paper Mario into Smash Bros. Brawl. I just don't want to indulge into the Smash community in either way.
Yeah, I don't think any of us wants to.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do not get into Smash speculation at all anymore.
Yeah, same.
I barely got into it with Mario Kart.
Yeah.
With the booster course pass speculation, because that felt somewhat more manageable, but even still was a little could get a little crazy.
I'm glad I was not on Twitter for that shit.
Fair enough.
You're glad that you're not shirtless and go like, we want Kongs in the cart because they represent Mario Kart.
Yeah,
exactly.
All right, let's move on from Mario RPG. Let's talk about Luigi's Mansion 2. I remember people actually want a Switch port for Dark of the Moon, but I didn't think it was. I don't know. I never thought that it was an actual possibility.
Like of my like top 5, I guess like of a top 5 hypothetical list of like 3DS games I want added on Switch. I don't even think Dark Moon would be on that list. I'm being like probably like top 10, but like it was not that big of a want for me.
I did play Dark of the Moon for a bit. I didn't went far. I know that much. I did went farther on the first game. But it is crazy that they chose Dark of the Moon over the first game. Oh, then again, there is a 3DS port of the first game, so what the fuck do I know?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I probably would have taken that if they wanted to like port that port of Luigi's Mansion then to the Switch. I think that could have worked pretty. I mean, I don't know what I would have preferred if I would have preferred like just more like simple, quick GameCube port like they've been doing lately, or if I'd want like a full remaster for Luigi's Mansion, because I don't think the game really, it honestly can stand on its own pretty well.
Okay.
But it is a little weird thinking about that. There was the 3DS version that was made in like 2017, 2018. I don't remember when that came out. And then that was like the only Luigi's Mansion thing we got, and then we got 3 like very soon after. And then now this, when I probably would have preferred choosing 1 or 2 to get brought to Switch, I'd probably pick Luigi's Mansion 1 over 2.
Well, how about you, Firefrost? What are your thoughts on Luigi's Mansion 2?
Well, Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon, I've been through I've beaten the whole game in the 3DS ports, and I felt like that this feels like an unnecessary port. But considering the fact that Luigi's Mansion 1 is ported to the 3DS right before the 3DS era ended, I'm glad that it's given people much more accessibility to play Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon instead of just buying an old system.
Yeah.
So if there's a game that I want to enjoy, I really want to enjoy Luigi's Mansion 1 after going through Dark Moon. It's Dark Moon and 3.
Well, from what I'm seeing, the only thing that I see that's different compared to the 3DS port is the resolution. It has massively improved. I don't know if they added more content. Doesn't seem like it. They added more content.
I'm a little for choppy animations. So those are the times I grew up with instead of just being smooth like butter.
No, yeah, that I also did have Dark Moon originally, and seeing the new resolution for this and any other like newer ports they do is always such a bizarre thing. I mean, look at the tiny little 3DS screen.
Yeah,
I'd look at my whole TV or something.
If they kept the choppy animations, the internet would not give that would talk massive shit on it.
Yeah, people were already given that thing what for when they originally showed it, and it was, I mean, even then, like, I already could tell that was definitely just some like very early development footage when they first showed it off, because it did look a little rough. I'm going to be honest, but you know, since then we've seen it looks a lot better, so I'm sure it'll be a fine enough port. But you know, I honestly don't think I will be picking it up just because I already do have easy access to my original copy of Dark Moon, and it's not a game I'm particularly looking back to replay anytime soon. Maybe around Halloween, but
Yeah.
Unless
Yeah.
you're watching Sugar Conroy, then that's another thing to consider.
Yeah, like
yeah,
like for me, I'm personally not picking it up because I already have a physical cartridge of the 3DS version, so I see no reason to get it. So, and my brother probably will pick it up. I just hope it's not $60.
yeah. That's gonna be the biggest. If they're charging $60 for this, that's gonna be
if they're gonna differ the pricing because of resolution and not expand on the game, I'm not buying it.
Yeah. I mean, the last 3DS port they did, or last one I can remember, I don't know if there was like someone in between. Miitopia, that was only 50. So I mean, 50, you know, $10 off from 60 isn't much, but you know, I imagine it'll probably be 50 as well.
Yeah, well, let's hope that's the case. Well,
Yeah.
considering that Luigi's Mansion 3 sold over 10 million copies, which is insane for a Mario spin-off, especially for Luigi's Mansion in particular, there is a future for this franchise.
Yeah. It's weird looking back on it when, like, you know, the time difference between 1 to Dark Moon, like, didn't even know if they were ever going to do anything with that series again outside of like occasionally referencing it in like a couple of Mario spin-offs at the time.
Yep. Well,
my only wish is that Nintendo don't want to make. Is that I don't want to make most of the sections forgettable easily. You know, like you just go through a floor, grab an important and watch it, call it, and then you move on with your life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
how it goes.
Well, let's move on from remakes and ports and movies. Let's talk about a fully fledged new game, Princess Peach Showtime. And when it was first announced, I didn't think I didn't know what to think honestly. I was like, oh wait, a Princess Peach game? What the fuck? So I was like, wait, is this a sequel to Super Princess Peach? I don't think so. This looks like a completely different game. I need to see more of this. And lo and behold, the direct after that, they showed a lot more, and I was like, they showed way more shit. They showed us that this is a completely different Mario game, and lo and behold, I was so impressed, and I'm like, I might actually grab this. I might actually grab this. Go ahead, Starman.
Yeah. I definitely, I'm probably a bit more, on the boring side for saying this, but I think of all the main leading Mario ladies, I think Peach is probably my favorite personally. I always just liked her because she's silly, sweet little character. Is always happy and cheerful. And I never played the original Super Princess Peach. Haven't heard there's much of a reason to. Heard it's an all right game. But I always was avid on like they need to do more like Mario character spin-offs. Like, Luigi's got his own little series. Wario's got like 2. And then Peach only ever got the one dinky little DS game, and I'm like, she definitely deserves, at least a couple more games.
All right, Flair, go ahead.
No, want me to go?
Yep.
Compared to Showtime with Super Princess Peach, it's like comparing her current character, her current character from past to present. Back then, she has the Vibe Scepter ability, which is to be emotional, but it is a sexist thing, in my personal opinion. But in Showtime, they added a lot more charm into her character, but give her completely different outfits. Besides all the Odyssey ones and her usual pink dress.
Yep. I have played a bit of Super Princess Peach. It's fine. It wasn't revolutionary per se, but it was a decent time waster. I do see why it's considered an underrated DS title. It does have a completely different art style. The level design is very vibrant. It is so vibrant. It is extremely zany. It is so zaniness. It dabbles on the zaniness of the Mario franchise,
Yeah.
but overall, I am looking forward to Princess Peach Showtime. I want to see what it's about.
Yeah. No, I'll definitely be. I think I definitely will be picking this one up. Maybe not. It's definitely not a big priority game, but I am honestly looking forward to it. I think it'll be a fun little time.
Yeah,
They definitely. All the different costumes seem to just kind of be boil down to like probably like relatively simple gameplay. Probably not like
definitely
anything absolutely crazy, but I'm sure it'll be a nice little thing to just throw on if I'm feeling like what. I want to see some Peach action this time.
Yep.
How about imagining that they're going to map the buttons, but to leave the slow motion cooldowns in a much more lenient standby than just letting it be instant or crazy like what Starman has to say. Just gives them the buttons besides just pressing A every time, and that can make the game a little more enjoyable, in my opinion.
Oh,
yeah, I'm sure the game will be pretty. Yeah, I'm sure the game will be pretty.
Yeah,
relatively fleshed out.
Either way, either opinion, this game will sell out well.
No, I'm certain this game will do well. If not for the fact it just has recognizable Mario character on the box.
Yeah, Yeah, it's definitely gonna sell like a one, probably 1 million copies at most. It's a Mario game after all.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, let's move on for Princess Peach Showtime. Let's talk about the most recent game that just came out, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Now for me, I haven't. I've only gone through World One of this game. I haven't gone through all of it,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I have not played very much of this yet. Just been kind of busy with other games and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah,
Basically,
same.
considering that both of you are Mario fans, I've managed to complete everything in Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and it's still the sell, and it still sells out well for the art and creativity in this. It's really innovative.
No,
Yep.
that's definitely been the biggest thing I've seen of the game. And what, of course I will be. Of course I am still interested in the game for is, the game's just such a new concept and has so much brand new crazy ideas going on for it that I'm, very much drawn to it for that reason.
Yeah, honestly, playing from World One in particular, I was like, wait, why is World One so much better than 90% of New Super Mario Brothers? What the fuck? Holy shit! If this is the precursor, what is the rest
They
of the game
even
looking about?
they
The
even
fa-
mixed up the whole entire biome formula. Put the plains on World One, desert on Two, Three. Maybe to be snow or ocean, like the new Super Mario Bros. So DS formula, for that matter. They just make snow as second, desert for fourth, then magma rocks as sixth.
Yeah, it's crazy to me because, and from what I'm seeing, from what I'm hearing, this is widely considered to be a lot of people's just 2D favorite Mario game, and a lot of people are saying this is the best 2D Mario game since World.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not buying for that. So you know, even though that Wonder did make some changes, so by having no collision for all of the players, making online mode enjoyable, I just felt like it. I don't know what to say. Yeah,
Yep, honestly, and
Yeah.
and and the game came out like a few weeks ago, already sold over 5 million copies.
No, it is like the best like performing or the best like launch window for like any Mario series game ever, I believe Nintendo stated.
I'm certain that Mario Bros. Wonder is going to win art direction, not game of the year, but just art direction.
Yeah, like
Oh,
the fact it got nominated for Game of the Year at all though is absolutely insane.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
they
fact
could have.
that Mario Wonder was chosen over Armored Core 6 and Final Fantasy 16, that is gonna cause some huge debate.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
causing a debate and possibly possibly some backlash because the majority of people are going to vote for the better games they experienced.
Yeah, honestly, it's because I feel like I say that because I feel like the gaming community doesn't see 2D platformers as like game of the year contenders, whereas with Final Fantasy 16 and Armor Core 6, they're like huge bombastic AAA titles, whereas with they don't see that with Mario Wonder. It'll be interesting to see.
It will.
Yeah. I'm just, it's crazy to believe. I honestly wasn't even expecting it. Less from the like honestly from the I assume the Game Awards committee themselves. I
Yeah.
honestly would have been surprised if they just didn't even include Wonder, but the fact they did shows how much of a special game that is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Speaking of wonder, we're gonna go to talk about the retirement of Charles Martinet, an end of an era right there. So a few days before Wonder came out, Charles Martinet has announced that he has announced his retirement from voicing the Mario Brothers, and it felt like an end of an era. Honestly, it honestly
Yeah, absolutely.
felt like an end
Yeah,
of an era.
one of the longest runs of being a Mario voice actor. With
The
Luigi and Wario up the
Yeah.
arsenal.
Yep.
Felt like
And
it's hopeless.
yeah, I didn't feel like it was hopeless. I was certain that they found like a suitable. There are suitable replacements. I was certain that Nintendo would find a suitable replacement. I mean, like, but they did found a suitable replacement with Kevin Afghani, who was unknown at the time. He only did some. As far as I know, he did Genshin Impact as an NPC, but yeah, he was basically an unknown figure. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
now that he's announced to voice Mario, Luigi, Wario, and most likely Waluigi, he's now going to be known to the public.
Yeah, that's definitely
I take back what I said about being hopeless. I do find it respectful because Charles Martinet is getting older, and I just found that this time is going to be a reasonable break for him.
Yeah, like I mean, of course, I knew at some point, Charles was going to step down from playing as these characters. It's only a matter of time, really. But from what I've heard of Kevin Afghani, he honestly, it's a pretty good replacement. Like the fact that when Wonder was first shown off, there was even some debate that that Charles had even stepped down from the role, that wasn't Charles voicing Mario anymore. Shows to how it honestly is a pretty good it's a pretty good character replacement. I personally believe.
Yeah, I remember seeing some videos where debating if that was Charles Martinet or not. I remember seeing some videos of that if that was Charles
Yeah.
Martinet or.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a mod in Super Mario Bros. Wonder that it is that the voice lines are replaced with the ripped off Charles Martinet voice lines for Mario and Luigi. Yeah, it was on my YouTube recommendations, but it sounds interesting once you take a search at it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on from Wonder. Let's talk about the newest WarioWare game, Move It. I was not expecting a second WarioWare mainline title in one console, especially since Get It Together was especially this soon. I feel like Get It Together was like 2 years ago. I feel like.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
been about two or so years, I believe.
Yeah,
That was
Yeah,
20.
coming from the experiences of Smooth Moves, I would say that you really have to bend your body into so many directions that you needed Joy Cons, which it is one of the biggest drawbacks with WarioWare Move It.
Yeah, it's looking according to the Japanese title, it's clearly stated that it is a sequel to Smooth Moves.
Yeah.
Glad I figured that out by game concept.
I have not personally played Move It yet. I've certainly seen some of my other friends play it though, and it I only first played Smooth Moves for the first time earlier this year. And I honestly I do think it is that is probably some of my favorite, because the whole premise of WarioWare and its thing is it's this completely crazy stuff's going on a mile a minute. You gotta be fast, keep up with everything. So having you do the movement with your body, I think it honestly just fits very well with the concept of the game as a whole.
Yep. Yeah. Honestly, I wasn't expecting a WarioWare game this soon. Let's see. And especially since I literally finished Get It Together like the week it came out. Like it, WarioWare games are known to be very short. Like
Yeah.
yeah, and since this is a sequel to Smooth Moves, I have played Smooth Moves. It is weird as shit. Not foreign to WarioWare, may I remind you, but it is definitely one of the weirder titles. But I haven't finished it. But I do remember a friend of mine saying like he had problems with the controls of Smooth Moves. I didn't have any issue with it personally, but I do hope that with Move It they do fix some of the issues with the controls from Smooth Moves.
Yeah, because I mean, you really only had just like the single Wii remote for smooth moves, and that was about it. When this, you have the Joy Cons that definitely do have more motion and capabilities than just the Wii remote by itself.
All right. Any final thoughts, Flare Frost?
Final thoughts about Move It. So I did look at someone's playthrough through Move It, and so there's been concepts where I just admire how the mini games go, but I just thought that they're a little bit too lenient compared to the previous titles.
Well,
Yeah, that makes sense. I had honestly not owned like a proper Wario or like really owned or had my own WarioWare game until I got Get It Together in 2021.
I got Get It Together, Gold, and Smooth Moves.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, what am I talking about? I did have Gold. I'm sorry. Gold was very good.
It's
I really
alright.
liked Gold.
So it's just a rerun on the classic WarioWare micro game.
No, WarioWare Gold is and I got now I remember it. Yeah, that is a very WarioWare Gold is a very good game, and I did like Get It Together a lot as well.
It's basics, twisted, touched, and smooth moves mashed into one cartridge.
Yeah, Get It Together though. I did really enjoy Get It Together as well.
I
definitely
as well.
The fact like it definitely was very like limiting from what I would expect a WarioWare game to be like. Because you only got like the stick and the single button controls, and then you got all the characters that make up for the fact that you're only using like the one control scheme, but like you can play as different characters, so it sort of gives off that feeling as like having all sorts of crazy games happen where everything's different. But definitely a game like Move It definitely is a lot more what I was expecting a Switch WarioWare game to be like.
Well, I played the first WarioWare game. I played Touched. I grew up with those two games. Love them to death. I didn't play any of the spin-offs like Twisted or Do It Yourself. I think that was a spin-off. Was that a mainline title?
Yeah. I think it was mainline, but it just felt like a time waster if someone actually buys a cartridge out of it.
Yeah. I didn't bother with that, and I did put some time under the photo one. That wasn't very good. But I never bothered with Game and Wario. Personally, I don't know. It never appealed to me, but unfortunately, it's very expensive to get. But I don't even know if I want to get it.
Expensive if you get, but utilizing the gamepad in the TV does make the experience a bit better. But it's a first party game. There's no way we could buy a Wii U.
Yeah. God. Whatever. But yeah, I have played. I remember getting WarioWare Gold the first day it came out. Yeah, it's actually fantastic. It's a top three WarioWare game in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I remember getting Smooth Moves when I was almost done with high school. I never got it when it first came out. I don't know why, but it was a game that eludes me. I did play a little bit of it. It's yeah, like I said, it's a weird ass game. I did, and then I finished Get It Together. It's a pretty fun time, I would say. Uh, and uh, and I feel like over time, I feel like I feel like since Move it seems now that WarioWare is getting a second title, I
Mhm.
feel really bad for Wario Land fans in particular.
I feel
Yeah,
bad
I mean, Move It, I heard actually does have quite a couple like pretty notable references to the to Wario Land. Like one of the
Yep.
bosses from Wario Land 4 is just in Move It as like a character in one of the scenarios.
I do feel
Really?
bad for Waterland fans as well, but the first step of a redeeming type of franchise is the idea of Pizza Tower by Torta Pizza.
Oh yeah, of course. That's always
Of
got to get
course.
brought up. I mean, that is like top games of like this year that I've played. Might even be my personal game of the year. I don't know. I need to think it over a little bit more.
Not game of the year, it's best indie debuts.
Yeah, actually, in game of the year, but like, I mean, if I had to choose like up like 3 games that released this year that I actually played, that's definitely up there. It's like one of the top ones for me.
Okay. Seems like Pizza Tower is a game I need to play since I am a
No,
Wario Land
I
fan myself.
I certainly recommend it to anyone who's interested.
Unless
Well,
if we're getting a Switch port of Pizza Tower, then it's a great recommendation for you, Doran.
Oh no, I'm hoping we can get that just because I'd like more people to play it.
Yeah, but I did play it. Got all the achievements as well. It's really enjoyable.
well, let's move on from WarioWare. Let's talk about the Mario Kart. Let's talk about the Mario Kart 8 DLC. The last
Oh,
pack.
here we go. This is what I came here for. This is what I've been all about this past year or so.
Yes, sir. So when we first see the trailer, we see that Daisy Circuit is coming back, and that's a really cool addition. And then I was more so interested in the final characters because
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I was adamant that it was gonna be Diddy and Funky Kong, no one else. So lo and behold, I've called it. It was Diddy and Funky. Not only that, they revealed Pauline and Peachette, and it was like, well, all the best, all the best in one, all the best characters in one. It's like,
Yeah, like I
All
was
the
not
best characters-
was
all
not
the best
expecting them to just
characters-
completely switch things up on us and give us that and give us 4 brand new characters for this final wave.
Yeah, apparently, yeah. I'm really glad that they brought in a little recognition from Mario versus Donkey Kong and some of the Mario Kart Wii roster being Diddy and Funky. Yeah, but besides those 3, Peach just kind of stand there by itself like it's the third wheel. I have mixed opinions about it.
Yeah, like as someone who was caught up with a lot of this discussion, I honestly knew or I kind of figured if Peach would get it, that would definitely cause kind of that was not even close. Peach would not have been any character I would have chose. Like if I were to choose the all the characters for the DLC, I would not have chosen Peach at all. But I'd more see her just a funny the funny pick almost like they're mocking us for the fact that we already have 5 Peaches in this game already.
Pickled Peach, Baby Peach, Peach normally, Peachette, and
Cat Peach.
Cat
Yeah, we've
Peach.
got 4 unique Peaches in this game. 5, I don't know, however.
I could have
So
called,
it's
I could have called Pickled Peach Nathaniel Bandy.
Yeah, but yeah, this definitely it almost just seems more like they're aware of how stupid it is to include Peachette. But honestly, I'm all for it. I do think it's I mean, I suppose it makes sense. She is a character to this generation. she was introduced in U Deluxe. I think it, there's enough of an argument to make on why she was included. I feel
I would
more so than like Pink Gold Peach or whatever.
If you're talking about the Switch generation in general, I would have chosen Cappy. But that's just me.
I mean, yeah, like I probably of course they're probably even then going into like characters chosen that were like new to this generation. The fact we haven't gotten Cappy is insane. I would really love Cappy in Mario Kart. But I mean, I it's kind of just whatever I feel. With how much content we got in like this DLC as a whole, I honestly like any little like nitpicks or complaints I have are honestly just kind of like moot points or just like a little thing like, I don't know how I feel entirely about this because this is honestly just like one of the most like, I don't know, most content like rich expansions for a single game that Nintendo's done. And the fact it's only like $25 too is pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, I agree. Like a lot of people went from the DLC being pessimistic to now being excited about this DLC. Solely for the fact that we got the cons finally. We finally got Diddy and Funky and the newly
Yeah,
introduced
that was my
Pony.
biggest thing.
I was when I saw Funky Kong, I was like, bring Funky Kong back into the Flame Rider and win the whole entire course.
Yep.
I was
that's definitely like of all the characters I wanted, like Diddy and Funky were easily like my two most wanted characters ever since they announced they were doing characters for the DLC. I needed my monkey representation.
Yeah, honestly, like I kind of wish they went more of the DK representation by adding DixieCon instead of Pete Shed, but whatever.
Yeah, I would have also liked Dixie as well, but I suppose that's just kind of whatever. I'm sure she'll be in the next game whenever in God's name that is coming out.
Well. Not only they added Daisy Circuit, they added Donkey Kong Mountain, Rosalina's Ice World.
Absolutely,
Donkey Kong Mountain is another great choice.
No, DK Mountain, like that's easily like one of my favorite courses of all time.
Yeah.
Easily memorable by so many racers. Yet it's included on the last hurrah of Mario Kart 8.
All right, so yeah, there's also Rosalina's Ice World, Roma, Italia, Madrid, España. Dude, okay, let me talk about this. Let me talk about Madrid. Dude,
oh yeah.
Oh my god, I can't believe they added the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. Oh my god, I was so excited when I saw that. I'm not a Real Madrid fan. I'm a Barcelona fan. For crying out loud.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm glad we got some sort of Hispanic representation for like, because we got like we got like 3 courses from Europe, like 7 7 courses from, obviously I'm exaggerating, but like, for a game that touted themselves as doing like a worldwide like, trip theme, they didn't go too far with it. I'm at least glad we got, definitely got a few cultures represented, including me as a, I'm not, from Spain or that, but hey, any Hispanic representation, I'll take. Music in Madrid Drive especially is really good.
Yes, the flamenco, the flamenco style is top notch, honestly.
Apparently, when I saw the Madrid race course track, I figured that it was going to be your favorite after so many race course tracks, given by the symbols of soccer balls being your number one sport. To to be honest, the other courses in this track have been a bit obscured, given by Rosalina's Ice World, but they did resurface it but resurface just because, and I'm all for it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Rosalina's Ice World was never a favorite course of mine. In seven especially, I would have preferred like Wario Shipyard, Shy Guy Bazaar, or any of the Wii Sports Resort stages.
Yeah, I have to say for Mario Kart 7, aside from 3DS Rainbow Road, obviously, I think they picked like the like two or however many, I don't remember, like whatever DLC, whatever course Mario Kart 7 courses they chose for this DLC. I think they chose like some of the worst ones they could have chosen.
Yeah,
Like
honestly.
you got Toad Circuit, Rock Mountain, and Rosalina's Ice World. That's three strikes in your round.
I don't want to hear any Rock Mountain slander. Yeah,
It's a fine. The course itself is fine. It's just a little bit of a boring theme. That's just kind of
the course itself is fine. The music is.
Oh no, music is very good.
Music is amazing as well.
The fact the entire Booster Course Pass just has like an amazing soundtrack. Was just made that much better, even more.
I would say for Rock Mountain, when you got out of the cliff and see the whole bird's eye view, it just felt empty to me. Like you can see the forest from below, but
yeah, like maybe it's got to have more things going on in it or something. I don't know, but yeah, I mean that's just kind of my thing. It's the courses are fine. Like it's an all right course. That's kind of a thing about 7 in general. I've never really thought too much of 7, like 7, the original courses, and them picking probably some of my most forgotten courses or not as well remembered courses in that game. Kind of shows to how I feel about the game as a whole, I suppose. All I'm saying, Shy Guy Bazaar should have been in there somewhere. Like that would have been it for me. They just include Shy Guy Bazaar. I'm set.
Yeah, honestly, that's like a top two favorite. That's like a top. That's like a top 5 favorite course for Mario Kart 7 for me. Shy Guy Bazaar, along with Warrior Shipyard. I'm kind of sad that they chose Toad Circuit and Rosalina's Ice World over those two. Although,
yeah, like those are definitely the two biggest outliers, I think.
Yeah, like I do love the fact that Rosalina's Comets Observatory is in Rosalina's Ice World. That's unfortunately not enough for me.
Yeah, like they can put like the extremely low poly version of Home Planet in the background all they want. That's not really gonna do much for me for that course as a whole.
All right, yeah, and all right, let's talk about DK Mountain. I'm so glad they chose that stage over Dino Jungle.
Like personally, I think maybe they could have done it anyways, just because DK Mountain definitely gets represented a lot more than Dino Jungle, and I feel like it does deserve it. But like DK Mountain is genuinely just like one of my favorite Mario Kart courses like ever in the entire series.
DK Mountain is iconic in my eyes, honestly. Like, I grew up with Double Dash. I grew up with Mario Kart Wii, so that course in particular has been with me for so long. Like, I never had. I did have the connection with Dino Jungle, although not as much. I did play Dino Jungle recently on Double Dash. God damn, that bridge is too small and too slippery for my liking. It got to the point where I'm like, if they chose Dino Jungle over DK Mountain, I'm gonna throw hands.
Yeah, right. If I'm being honest here, but if they were to bring back Dino Jungle, I would suggest balancing out the course choreography into being literally playable instead of just the bridge is too narrow. Here's 3 coins off your pocket as punishment for falling.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck do you want me to? It's like, what the fuck do you want me to do, man? And let's go to another retro course, SNES Bowser Castle 3.
Ooh.
This stage went from one of probably my most hated inclusion, to a top 5 favorite course in Mario Kart 8. It is a complete 180. They redesigned everything. It's to the point where this doesn't even feel like an SNES course. It is a brand new track. Like, holy shit. It's amazing. Like, and everything from the track design, the level design, the visuals, the music. I don't understand. I don't know how they went all out on it. It's a the fact that they went all out on an SNES course. I have to give them props. Huge props.
Yeah. No, the SNES Bowser Castle 3, like, it honestly was like, as someone who as someone who endured Super Mario Kart many years ago, I definitely remember that course, like the original Bowser Castle 3, being a bit more of a standout, because the other two Bowser Castles are absolute garbage in comparison.
Yeah,
But
I
like
agree.
just the amount of effort they put in, like they had already been doing pretty decent GBA remasters throughout the entire DLC, and those were pretty good. Like I was enjoying a lot of those for being such a throwaway game itself. But this remake definitely showed that like these courses have a lot of potential in them.
Yeah.
And I would like to see them, bringing back SNES courses already is kind of a hard sell, because they're kind of just super flat, whatever courses to begin with. But this is like with remakes like this, I wouldn't mind more of them.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest,
I was
such a good concept for a remaster and a course in general.
I was more so voting for when it comes to Bowser Castle tracks. I was more so voting on the Wii variant of Bowser's Castle, and we got SNES Bowser Castle 3, and I actually loved this course. They did not even make it flat. They just have this inclined plane to add a bit more height. Hypo direction to it, so like a Toad Circuit from the SNES as well, where they just included this big ramp that only gravity makes it through.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's talk about the last retro course added, Wii Rainbow Road. I'm be honest with you. When I was honestly pretty disappointed that we're getting another Rainbow Road track. Like,
I mean,
I'm being honest.
Yeah, I get it. If you're kind of like the fact that like Mario Kart 8 now has like 5 Rainbow Roads in it, that's definitely a bit overkill at that point. But like, I mean, if they had DLC, like they definitely knew they had to end the DLC in a very special way, and I think they couldn't have chosen a better course, because Wii Rainbow Road is like, I think it honestly might be like my favorite Rainbow Road of all time. It's like the perfect amount of everything I'd want in a Rainbow Road.
Basically, it's more about this track. Wii Rainbow Road is more about skill, more than enjoy, more than casual.
Yeah, and like an endurance or whatever the other ones do.
How long can you last before you fall out of the course? When I was playing through Mario Kart Wii, this track has been a staple for my Mario Kart skills. I don't need to go further, but I've gotten gold in every single cup.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. This is a top 3 Rainbow Road course for me in my eyes. It's between Rainbow, the Double Dash one, and the Mario Kart 7 for me. It's just that. When is it enough? When is it enough?
I mean, you can also ask that when is it enough that we needed like nearly 100 courses in this game?
True.
Yeah, 100 courses to play, yeah, and if there are so many rainbow roads, then we go for a second one. That'll do. The third one, no, it's better than nothing. Better than nothing. Fourth one, okay, you're probably pushing it. And fifth one, you're joking, right?
Yeah, I mean, hey, as someone who definitely was itching for some new Mario Kart content at the point when before this came out, I gladly was happy to take whatever it was, even if it meant racing on like half of this DLC I've already been like played before. I didn't mind.
Well, let's move on and let's talk about the last game announced. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. So when I first saw the paper, I didn't know which Paper Mario was. I was thinking if it was the first one or the second one. I didn't know. Like seconds later, I still don't know what the fuck it was. I still don't know which Paper Mario was. Until they mentioned Rogue Point, I was like, "Oh my god, it's the Thousand Year Door! Oh my god, it's the Thousand Year Door!"
No, the second they started that last announcement, and the second they started that last announcement, and showed that book opening, I absolutely knew.
Yeah, like seriously, like I
started screaming as soon as
same,
that.
honestly, same. Like, holy
I
shit!
I was in complete silence. I was in shock in that emotion after going like, "What?"
Yeah, like holy shit!
And,
They're actually going back to the Paper Mario's roots by
and then
remaking
and then
Thousand Year Door.
and then outcomes and thoughts have been running down in my mind when
Yeah.
watching the trailer. Like, how does Chaka Connor react when he sees the trailer? Like, this has Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door remake has been is starting the death of the modern Paper Mario.
Yeah, like as soon as I saw this, I was like, "Are we entering a Mario RPG renaissance?"
Yeah, no, the fact that they announced this even before Mario RPG, like the Mario RPG remake came out, shows that like they're definitely trying to like pull in that the Mario like the classic Mario RPG crowd that they had neglected. I mean, neglected is a strong word, but
Yeah,
they have not made like a proper Mario RPG in like
so long.
years at this point.
Yeah, like holy shit!
And the fact they're just like coming back with like pretty much like the two biggest Mario RPGs ever made.
Yeah,
Mario and Luigi, of course, has its own place, but like of like just Mario RPG the original and Thousand Year, those are definitely probably the two like biggest games
honestly.
to be discussed in the Mario RPG discussion.
Yeah, honestly, like seriously, like I'm probably not gonna get it since I already have the original copy on the GameCube, but I really hope
have
it
it.
sells well.
I already have Thousand Year Door. I could easily play it anytime I want. Right now, I will be buying this game day one.
I wish I had
buying the Thousand Year Door remake day one.
Yeah,
this has been one of my biggest, like one of my most requested things like ever out of Nintendo lately.
Yeah, I wish I have the original copy for the Thousand Year Door, but because of how the pricing has staggered when we first look at it, we just never touched at that purchase, and because
just wait for the remake.
Yeah, and even then, I'm sure the price for the original game definitely will start going down once the remake comes out.
The Thousand Year Door remake to modern games specifically, the modern Paper Mario, the Origami King, for example, has taken in a good direction where it's having a fairly good reception, but it's still held back by the terrible decisions they've made since Sticker Star.
Yeah, like Color Split, like like I really like genuinely enjoyed Origami King. Color Splash, I enjoyed. I definitely had my enjoyment with Color Splash.
I mean, don't get
And
me
Sticker
wrong.
Star was just kind of, of course, whatever.
Don't get me wrong. The Koopas are a good addition.
Oh no, like they fit honestly. Like that was however many times they include the Koopalings and stuff. Honestly, like with both Mario Kart 8 and Paper Mario, I honestly didn't mind either of those inclusions.
But it was just a curious treatment to see how the style of them being paperized will look like.
Yeah, I think they're pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, like the what makes this more significant for me? This was the last thing that was announced. The last thing
they waited right until the end because they know since like Color Splash, everyone's been like begging and pleading for Nintendo to remaster Thousand Year Door.
But something is very wrong, as quoted from the Color Splash trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. This wasn't even rumored. I know that this was I know that this was requested. I remember people wanted it, but no one thought this would actually happen. People thought this was a dream. People thought this was people wanted it, but no one thought it was realistic. The fact that it actually happened is insane. It's insane.
Yeah, no, like literally, like both this and Mario RPG apply. Like they both apply with the fact that just like you could like never have convinced me ever that these actually were going to get remastered at any point.
Yeah, like Jesus Christ, man.
They're just such odd games that like, whenever like Mario RPGs as a whole, it always just seemed like, they'd release one and then like the next one in the series would come out or the next one in its respective series would come out. They've never remastered them before. They've only just either re-released them or, just been making new ones since.
So it's like, holy shit, man.
But again, like the combination between that's still my biggest thing is that the combination between this and Mario RPG Remake coming out, like the Nintendo's definitely got some ideas, I assume, for what they want to do for Mario RPGs in the future.
Yeah, I just hope that if this is like Mario RPG Renaissance, I do hope they find the right developer to develop a Mario and Luigi remake. I don't know which one.
Yeah.
I don't care which game we remake. I would prefer maybe start with Superstar Saga, but I honestly I don't care.
Yeah, like I don't know. The fact they already remade like both Superstar Saga and Inside Story on 3DS, that's definitely something I'm going to be very interested in if they're going to pursue.
To be completely honest, Superstar Saga was a much needed remake.
No, like I did get the Superstar Saga remake, and I really liked it. It was a really good version of the game, and it was also nice because that was with that, you then could have played every Mario and Luigi game on 3DS because you had either the 3DS ones or backwards compatible with the DS.
But because of the Bowser Story remake being there, that is something that I don't think that it should exist in the first place.
Yeah, that was definitely like I assume I don't even know how like that like even got put into like production and everything.
Yeah, that's the general consensus. It's literally one of the most unnecessary things to ever be produced.
Yeah, it felt like a buzzkill, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how that happened, and I couldn't imagine Alpha Dream was maybe doing too well even before then. I imagine that if probably just their last ditch effort to try and make some money before I assume they probably knew they were going to get closed anyways.
Yeah, and unfortunately that it bit them in the ass because Bowser's Inside Story 3DS version is one of the worst selling Mario games of all time.
Yeah. All I'm hoping is that, if Nintendo saw any value in them, I hope they were able to hire some of the devs.
Please
devs are able to get better work elsewhere.
Please do, because this is actually my main Mario RPG. This was my Mario RPG. Superstar Saga, Partners in Time, Bowser's Inside Story, Dream Team, Paper Jam. Those are my Mario RPGs. Although
Mhm.
I never finished Dream Team nor Paper Jam. I'll get on. I'll finish it
Yeah,
at some point.
I
like
understand.
I didn't play the original Mario RPG. I only played the original Paper Mario like this year, just like, with Paper Mario newly renewed interest in my mind. But then aside from that, I had played I played Superstar Saga. I played Paper. Yeah, the only two like Mario and Luigi games I've really played are like Superstar Saga Remake and like Paper Jam. Was like basically it. I know it was very odd, but I don't know. It just sort of. And then and then I did play, Origami King, Color Splash, and I've basically played every Paper Mario game. Paper Mario's been the Mario RPG series I've always enjoyed the most, I believe.
Well, well,
So
that's well,
absolutely looking forward to the remake.
same.
Same here.
Well,
Both remakes, actually.
well, that's it. Honestly, and the main question is 2023 and then beyond the golden age for the Mario franchise? I would probably say so. There's a really good case to be made for this year. How about you, Starman?
No, yeah, like the last like year, last even like maybe like 2 years, even then, have been like really good for Mario. Like, I mean, I know it was like a big meme around like, a couple months ago when everyone was making like, oh, Nintendo forgot about Mario when like, obviously they never would, and there were still Mario products coming out, but like there was definitely like a lull in like major Mario releases or major Mario projects coming out at that time. But like since like I don't know, like 2021, I mean, even then there's been like some pretty decent like Mario stuff coming out like ever since then, and like this year and now, and like looking ahead even like sure a lot of it's definitely like remakes and remasters, like I doubt Mario versus Donkey Kong is going to be much of a staying point in like a year or so.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, I definitely am looking forward to all the new Mario stuff that's been happening now and what'll be coming out in the coming year.
All right. How about you, Flare Frost? Do you feel that 2023 and beyond is the golden age for the Mario franchise?
In conclusion to everything that was revealed in 2023, yeah, I felt like I felt like calling this era the golden age of Super Mario Bros. Conflicts the fact that Nintendo is held back by poor decisions of porting New Super Mario Bros. U and sport games as well. There's just so much that happened in the past that everything has been occurring now, but that I feel like it's too soon to call this the golden age of Super Mario Bros. But hey, that's just my opinion.
Yeah, like when I say like of course there was like a lull in like major Mario projects. I'm mainly referring to like last year because the only like two like major releases we got were Mario Strikers Battle League and Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, which Sparks of Hope was all right. It was probably not needed, but I heard it was still really good from the people who played it. And then Battle League was Mario Strikers Battle League. It's not probably not much you can defend about that one, but definitely like since then, like within what released this year and what will be released this year and what's happening next year, there's definitely going to be a greater Mario push than what seemingly happened like last year or so.
Well, honestly, thank you guys so much for joining and watching this discussion video. And to end it off, well, I'm gonna tell all these people where you can find them, starting with Flare Frost. Where can people find you?
No, I don't really have much social media anymore. They can find me on Instagram though at Mario29282. So I don't usually share my Discord all that much. So the privacy is a necessity for me.
All right, that's fair. And
Yeah.
Starman, where can people find you?
I'm mostly. I don't even. I'm sort of in the same boat. Like, I'm not super active on most social medias. I'm mostly active like here on Discord, but I do have a Twitter at underscore super underscore starman underscore. Couldn't
Oh.
find a better username.
Yeah,
But I'm sort of active on there. I've got I'll check in on it occasionally and whatnot. But I'm around more or less.
Oh, right. So unfortunately, Nico wouldn't be able to make it because he has to deal with some personal stuff. So anyways, with that out of the way, you guys, make sure you comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and you can follow my Instagram, backlog, and letterbox down in the description down below. This is Namicon, and I'll see you next time.